Let's go.
Whiteblood900 asks, do you think the graphics are important in video games? Overall, I don't really care about graphics in video games. I kind of like it in modern games where they're like super realistic and very refined and kind of nice in a way, but they can only make a game, they can't break a game. You can have a game from an older period of time that's good. You can have a game which it doesn't look brilliant, and it can still be a very good game. And okay, you have games like Okami and Super Mario Galaxy and, Metal Gear games that are helped by great graphics, but even older games that look crap, basically, even games that don't look very good, are still great experiences, and you can't really be put off by the graphics of actually playing the game first. The gameplay should always come first. When you have something like Super Mario World, which had good graphics at the time, but not so good now, and something like Super Mario Galaxy, I prefer Super Mario World, because I think the gameplay is better, so graphics aren't that important, to be honest. Captain Mario123 asks, what Pokemon generation do you like the best? I kind of thought about this one quite a lot recently. There's like Gen 6 coming out, we've had various iterations of Gen 5, but I think my favourite, it used to be Gen 2, is actually Gen 3, because, thinking about it a bit, I preferred Gen 2 because it was my childhood one. It was Pokemon Gold, me and Pokemon Gold. We had a brilliant time with Pokemon Gold. But I feel like Gen 3 was like a massive leap up to sort of GBA, kind of refined Pokemon actually. It had a very good balance of Pokemon, some of my favourite legendary Pokemon were in there. It added like so many ideas, and it's fantastic. I really, it's not quite as underrated as it used to be, but it's not as praised as some of the others, and that's a shame really, because it is my favourite. Donut Dude 97 asks, what is your favourite music genre? I guess it's kind of the expected answer to say my favourite music genre is video game music, because fucking video game music is the best thing ever, and to be honest, it is pretty good, but I prefer sort of the more alternative rock, actual music, which is released by actual like artists and stuff. Video game music's very good, but I think I kind of half prefer alternative rock music, because I suppose genres don't mean a lot nowadays, they're kind of up in the air a bit. You can say that this is, it's either a fusion's quite a sort of generic thing you can throw around, or it's just like alternative rock with rock and roll stuff. So I kind of like stuff which is musically challenging, not necessarily like really cryptic and weird and wonderful, but something which actually gets me a bit more interested in why I'm listening, because there is music out there now that is just a little bit too boring, I suppose, to put it another way. I kind of like bands that don't have albums that are the same all the way through their library. My favourite band of all time is Muse, and I kind of want to do a countdown on that sometime. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that, but I'll think of something. And the reason why they're my favourite is because, one, they have some pretty interesting stuff, and two, each album is different, one after the other. It's a fantastic thing. ConkFan7 asks, do you like pie? Yeah, I do. I love pie. Pie's a wonderful thing because it's a very interesting way of making food actually. It allows for a lot of variety. You can sort of make it sweet, you can make it savoury, you can do whatever the fuck you want with a pie. I love cherry pie. Cherry pie and apple pie are just wonderful. Except you have the ones at McDonald's. The McDonald's apple pie is hotter than the sun, frankly, it's insane. Danson Fussbro asks, do you like Minecraft? I do like Minecraft, but not as much as I used to. There was a stage at some point, like a year and a bit ago, where I was obsessed with Minecraft. I would watch all the Minecraft videos, I would play Minecraft for like days on end. I would just be immersed in Minecraft, but now, not as much as, I used to be, and also I don't like it as much as other people do, because Minecraft is good, but I feel it's kind of, I'm not saying dated, but it's lost its touch for me. I mean, vanilla Minecraft, Minecraft without the mods, seems very boring to me right now. I've played it many times, I've done many things, I don't enjoy it anymore, so I have to play it with a mod, I have to play it with various things, and so even then, I just don't feel the urge to play it anymore. So it's a fairly good game, it's a very open game, but I don't enjoy it that much. Superlink5030 asks, where is your Doctor Who beard? Well, I'm not entirely sure what you mean, because Doctor Who hasn't had a beard for a long time, since like the really old episodes of Doctor Who from, like, when was Doctor Who around? Long time ago. Really long time ago. I mean, there was like one episode of like a fairly recent series, like a couple of series ago, I think, I can't remember, where like Matt Smith, the most recent Doctor, had like a scraggly beard to show like he'd been kept prisoner somewhere. I can't remember, but he had like a scraggly beard. I don't know if that's what you mean, but for me personally, every time I look in a mirror, I think, wow, I've got like a bit of a bushy beard and like a moustache, and I think, oh god, I need to shave this off because it looks very, very messy and scraggly and horrible. So, there's your answer, I guess. Matthew Rubenstein asks, what do you think of Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain? I like this. You probably expected this already, but I like the look of this. It looks fantastic. It kind of reminds me a lot of MGS3, which is kind of a game I like slightly, just ever so slightly. And I kind of like the idea of the open world element idea within Metal Gear Solid. This seems like an idea that could work pretty well. I mean, it's not really something we've seen before. Metal Gear Solid 3 was the closest, but it's an interesting concept, and I think it should go pretty well. I mean, going back to the rural combat after the modern day, almost first-person shooter combat of MGS4 is an interesting idea. It's a brave idea, but because they're going sort of back into an earlier point in the timeline, I think it will work pretty well. And am I going to buy it? I'm going to buy it as soon as I can, guys. I love the concept. I love the series. It's my favourite series. I'm going to, like, drool all over this thing for a long time to come. Daniel Kemp asks, what exactly are hobnobs? Well, okay, I've mentioned this previously in many, many videos. I like hobnobs. Hobnobs are like a fucking amazing thing. They're basically biscuits, or cookies if you're so inclined. It's like a biscuit made of like rolled oats and chocolate. It's kind of fairly similar to like a flapjack, if you know what a flapjack is. I'll put that's a flapjack, that's a flapjack, that's a hobnob, okay? They're made by McVitie's, who is like a company that makes lots of different cookies and biscuits and all that sort of thing. And they are primarily sold in the UK. I think they are available in various places around the US. You have to look a bit harder than you would in the UK, but they are fantastic, guys. They are very addictive, and you know, if I was like put in a room stacked to the ceilings of hobnobs, I'd become very fat and very sick very quickly. Sonic Man MW3 asks, have you ever played Zombie U? Me playing Zombie U had sort of two phases. There was a phase where I played it around someone's house, and I was suckered into playing the campaign, the survival mode, where there's only like one of you, whichever one that is. I can't remember. I haven't played it for a while. It was a lot of fun. It was very, very nerve-wracking. It felt very immersive above all else, because you have very good graphics. You have the gamepad, which actually feels very stuck in the gameplay. It's used a lot. You feel like it's an actual like zombie apocalypse. It feels fantastic. So I actually bought the game with my Wii U as part of the bundle, and it's probably, until, you know, release of some of the more recent games like Wonderful 101 and Pikmin 3, it was one of the best early Wii U games out there, and it was an interesting idea. I think it's a very good showcase of the Wii U's abilities, but I hope they actually go further with this, because a zombie game is very generic, and I hope they actually go a bit further with that. I mean, Ubisoft, fantastic company, they know what they're doing over there. Very good idea. I think they could do better, to be honest. March 800 asks, what do you think of the bosses in Super Mario Sunshine, specifically the Manta Storm? Now, you may know, or maybe you don't know, but I'm doing a Let's Play of that particular game, and I kind of like the bosses as a whole in Super Mario Sunshine. There are some which I've just copied throughout the game as like, let's throw another boss in, let's throw the same boss in a different level, like a different episode, and nobody will know, okay? Don't worry, guys, it'll work, trust me. There's like Glooper Blooper, Glooper Blooper, Glooper Blooper. He's in 3 shines, guys, in 3 episodes in 2 different areas. It's a bit annoying. There are some that are quite a lot of fun. I remember the Mecha Bowser is a lot of fun, and Ely Mouth, the Ely Mouth Dentist, I don't know what he's called. The big eel at the bottom of Noki Bay, he's a lot of fun. I like fighting him. As for the Manta Storm, I think the boss is actually called Phantom Manta, but let's go with Manta Storm because that's slightly easier to say. He's pretty fun. A lot of people think he's very annoying and potentially difficult to defeat, but it can be a little bit hectic, but it's a lot of fun, I'd say. It's a very enjoyable boss fight above all else, really. Various people have asked me, what do you use to record your Let's Plays? Now, Let's Plays are actually very easy to make, and that's why I use them as a side video, because I can just sit down, record, play some games, talk about whatever the fuck I want, and it makes very good side videos. It's so easy. But what I got is, I think it's called the Roxio Game Capture HD Pro, which is a very long title for something which literally just captures game footage. I think you need double-ended component cables for a Wii and a PS3, and you can use HD cables for a Wii U and an Xbox 360, because I don't know why, I think Sony like locked the ability to use HD cable. I don't know, guys, I have no idea. What it does is it intercepts the signal between your games console and the TV and sort of sends it to your computer as a recording. And that's fantastic. It's very simple after a while to do. If you're using component cables, if you're recording through a Wii or a PS3, you need 5 pins on the back of your TV, which was horrible to try and find, because I couldn't find a TV which would let me do it. But I had to borrow one. I still have borrowed it. It's a bit awkward, that one. The slightly awkward thing is that I haven't actually worked out how to record GameCube footage, or like N64 footage, or like very old console footage, other than sort of putting it in a Wii or a PS3 or something like that to use it that way, because they haven't got the right component cables to make it work on the TV I've got. So it's not that difficult. I can go into more detail if you need more detail, but it's a lot of fun, guys. I really recommend doing it.